here is a very quick overview of the Mind, Body, Spirit Energy Fest Healing Activation Day. Two options on the table. You can either join us in December for the traditional MBS Energy Fest Day. I realise now, because we are now the 10th of October, so I realise it's a little bit far, you know, it's a little bit close in terms of saying there will be an event this year, because I'm not running the traditional MBS Energy Fest. We ran that in person for 10-11 years, so thought decided to retire that one, give it a bit of a break and a rest, as wonderful as it has been. And this morning, so 10th of October, if you're watching this in real time, I decided it might be fun to do a day focused on physical healing. That is also one of the things that people because the MBS stands for Mind, Body, Spirit and Soul Energy Fest. So we did a lot around the mind, we did a lot around the spirit, we did a lot around the soul. We also would include something to aid the physical body. And people often said they'd love to do more of the body stuff. So this is a real practical, let's get into the body. So let me show you what's included. So you can join us for a unique physical healing activation day. So this is about activating your own natural healing system, be that physical release. We'll look at the fascia as well, fascia release. We'll look at energetic release, the unwinding, the resolving, creating more space in the body is the way I might also put it. This is an example. Now, the way that I envision this working is you have your own unique journey. So, for example, this is just an example. So it might be that you start with the sacred scalar laser, which is said to be very good for assisting with things like pain relief and acupressure. After that, you might want to do the violet probe, which is said to be really good for activating the DNA and anti-aging. You might after that go for the block therapy fascia release. After that, you might want to go for the infrared probe, which is good, said to be good for assisting with strengthening teeth, bones, hard tissue, for example. You then may want to go for the belly button healing tool. If you're in my membership group, I told you about this years ago. And I'm now starting to see many places and modalities talking about the importance of the vagus nerve. So we were many years ahead of the curve with that one. And you might also want to do some of the bamboo healing that I introduced everyone to several years ago as well. So timing wise, you will have approximately 30 minutes per tool, per cycle. So you should be able to get through several of these modalities throughout the day. With the exception of the block therapy, let's say if you're doing something like the belly position, everything else you can actually do sitting down. And all of them you do fully clothed. So if you have a yoga mat, you might want to bring it with you. But my suggestion is just bring a small towel that it's okay for you to lie on. But aside from that, you can be seated, you can be fully clothed. So in terms of date, event and location, Saturday the 2nd of December. Date number 2, option number 2, if that is too short notice, you can also book to attend sometime in Q1 of next year. The way I will do that, you can pay a deposit. I will then arrange the date with everyone who's paid a deposit, so make sure it's a date everyone can do. There's no point me pulling a date out of thin air, then people going, oh, I can't make it. So we'll agree that, a date that we can do, and then with any of the remaining spaces, I will put those out to the public. It will take place in central Watford, which is approximately 20 to 30 minutes on the train from London Euston, depending if you get the very fast train, which just goes from Euston to Watford. That's just over 20 minutes. If you get the one that stops at Harrow and Wealdstone, that tends to be about, 25 minutes. And if you get the Bushy and Harrow Wealdstone stopper, that's about 30 minutes, people getting on and off. The workshop itself, 9:30 to 10 a.m. will be registration. And then I envisage we will go from 10 till 6 p.m. So just a very quick overview of the modalities that I'm looking at. So we'll have modality number 1, in no particular order, just the order that I put them on the page thus far. So modality number one will be the block therapy. And so I will bring my blocks to the workshop. So it's called the Block Buddy, or there's a smaller one, which is the Block Baby. And I'll explain a little bit about the differences between the two at the workshop. If you've never experienced block therapy and you want to get a feel for it before the workshop, there is it's normally $47. They sometimes do a bit of an offer on it as well. It's a 9-day sampler program, but as my guest, you can do it for free. All you will need is a rolled up towel. So they show you how to do the processes. And seriously, I shared this with my list in May 2023. The feedback I got from people who did not have the blocks at that point, they just use a towel, mind blowing. So you can go to transformationstm.com/block therapy gift, GIFT. So transformationstm.com, TRANCE, F for Freddy, FORMATIONS, TM, transformationstm.com/block therapy gift. And block therapy gift is one word, no spaces. And you can do the free 9-day sampler. So you might want to do that before the workshop so you're familiar, you can jump right in. What I've also done on this page is I've added a link to the interview that I did with the Telegraph newspaper, where I talked about using block therapy when I couldn't move my arm and I was diagnosed with osteoarthritis, and within 6 weeks I had pretty much full mobility. And I also, this is the same process that I use with an ankle injury that I'd had for 30 years, and within 21 days it was sorted with block therapy. I will also say at this point, I am not making any healing claims about this workshop. I'm not saying that things will be healed and all the rest of it. What I am saying is you will learn how to unlock some of the physical blockages, and even because we know the mind and the body do work together, so physical and energetic blockages, and your body will do whatever it is going to do from there. So that's the block therapy. And if you want more information about the blocks, etc., but as I said, I will bring the blocks to the workshop, so you can use my blocks. But if you want further information, it's transformationstm.com/block therapy. So that's modality number one. Modality number two, now this is where we really go cutting edge and groundbreaking, the handheld lasers. Now, if you are watching this in real time, so today is the 10th of October, the Healing Fest is still on. There are a series of, I think it's 5 video workshops. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I did binge watch them all, one after the other. So what you can do is go to www.bit.ly/healing-with-light-guest-pass. So again, if you're on the site, the link is there. It's a hypertext link. Click and go through to there, and you will then see more information about the lasers. So my plan is to have these lasers in the room as well. They are safe. They have been fully tested, FDA approved. Not that that holds as much sway as it used to, but you know, it means they've been through a rigorous process to make sure they are safe for the public. Don't need any special training to use them. They are designed for practitioners to use both for themselves or to assist their clients. And they all do slightly different things. So I'm going to have the plan is to have these lasers in the room as well. And that's why I'm saying, so you might do, let's say you might do 30 minutes with the scalar, and then you might do another 30 minutes with the block therapy. And then you might come back and do the red probe, and then you might go and do the belly button healing wand, etc. That's what I mean when the 30-minute cycles. So just to give you a sense, the sacred scalar laser, for example, is said to have the capacity to help with things like pain relief for the back, neck, shoulders, knees, legs, feet, elbows, wrists, hands, fingers, thumbs and hips and head. Stress relief for the adrenal rejuvenation. Oh my God, yeah, I had adrenal fatigue before I got into personal development. Skin rejuvenation, anti-aging and cellular regeneration, system balancing, acupuncture and acupressure therapy, trigger point therapy, so said to help and assist with those. The red light probe, for example, is said to help with surface cells, soft tissue, muscles, gums, wrinkles, wounds, nerves, meridians, burns, skin blemishes, inflammation, alleviating pain and supporting skincare. The infrared probe is designed to help and assist with pain, the skeletal system, hard tissue, bones, teeth, tendons and ligaments. And then the violet probe is said to be more for the soft tissue, skin, what they call the subtle anatomy. So things like anti-aging, skin and beauty. I don't actually know what subtle yogic enhancement is, but it sounds pretty good. And also what they've said here is, you know, skin, soft tissues, subtle analogy and akin to reflexology. And then this, oh my gosh, this one, the lotus. Now, for those of you who listened to the interview that I did with Greg Braden a few years ago, or if you have attended the TCCHE event, I've just finished emceeing that event a couple of days ago. It was last weekend. You would have heard Greg talking about the telomeres and how vital they are to health and vitality. And so the lotus laser is said to support the DNA, increase the length of the telomeres and support your stem cells. And then the Wi-Fi purifier. So this is meant to be good with EMF cancelling, the effect of things like 5G, smart meters, etc. So what I will do is I have that in the room as well. So that will help just to change the energy in the space of the actual room that we're in. So again, there'll be one each of these, so 5 people at one time can be using it. The rest of the group will be doing something else. So there might be 5 people using this, somebody doing the block buddy, somebody doing the block baby, somebody else doing the belly button healing wand, and you have the option to do some one-to-one as well. So I'll talk about that in a moment. So those are the lasers. And again, just to say, we're not treating or anything, we're not diagnosing. The scalar light lasers are approved as over-the-counter. They're approved as a medical device for pain relief, helping with inflammation, circulation, arthritis, relaxation of the tissues, and it really is helping unwind the body, similar to the fascia release with the block therapy, and allowing the body to do what it was naturally designed to do. Third modality is the belly button healing wand. So I've got one of these yellow wands, so I'll be bringing that around, and I recommend, you know, 3 to 6 minutes to start off with your first belly button healing round. Fantastic way to stimulate the vagus nerve and get blood flowing to all of the organs. And there are different levels of intensity, so I'll explain all of that in the workshop as well. Modality number 4 is structured water. So I've got a couple of portable water devices. They all do something slightly different. So what I will do is I'll bring those along. All you do is put your water into it, press a little button, give it a couple of minutes, pour the water back into your own container or your glass. So you'll be ingesting structured water, which will help with everything that we are doing. There is one other thing, we'll come back to this in a moment in terms of the tickets, what's included. I am possibly, so it's sort of greyed out at the moment because I'm not sure, I might bring my chi machine along as well. Now with the chi machine, it does require you to lie down on the floor, just to say. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to bring it because I'm wary about dragging it about, because it looks pristine, it's in fantastic condition, and I'm also aware that I've had it for over 20 years now. So I'm not sure if I want to be dragging it back and forth. It's quite heavy as well, but I might bring along the chi machine also. I will also have my dowsing rods with me. So let me just give you a little summary of what's included here. So we're going to open with, one second, let me just do that. We will open with the group Huna Energy Heart breathing. Nice way to get into alignment. We'll also do some of the Huna Energy symbols to start, let's say, loosening up the physical and spiritual energy. Then in terms of one-to-ones, there'll be the choice of the block therapy session, the laser energy sessions, belly button healing session, access to the structured water. If you wanted to do the VIP rather than the general, there's also the option, I'll do it some dowsing, so we can start really tapping into your own body intelligence in terms of where do you want to start, what do you want to do first, which areas of the body do you want to focus on. You also have the option with the VIP of doing a one-to-one Huna energy session rather than, you know, the group. Also a one-to-one tarot reading. Now you have a couple of options with that. You can either do it for the year ahead, or you can do the tarot specifically around health and healing and well-being. So I shall let you decide how you want to use it. There'll also be a healing breath group exercise. This will help you with the block therapy. The back healing laser protocol. What I mean by that is if you wanted to work on the back as well, and we are going to be looking not just at going specifically to a pain site or a blockage, because it could be referred pain. So we'll determine that, and actually the dowsing would be absolutely brilliant for that as well. But if you, let's say you wanted to do something specifically around the back, not necessarily easy unless you are double jointed and have very long arms. It's not particularly easy for you to reach. So what I will do is I can do the back protocol for you if you're doing the VIP. I'll most likely do an emo trance group process as well, because that is a really good way of helping to release both physical and emotional stuff. So probably do that. I most likely do a group healing activation meditation as well, to help consolidate the art of neutrality process. There's a very quick process I can show you, which will be very much in alignment with how the lasers work, and potentially a group Ho'oponopono cord cutting process. So you've got three options when you're booking. If you know you're free in December and you'd like to finish off the year doing something incredible for your physical body and your emotions, because for those of you who are in this field, you will already know that the mind and body are very much affected, and oftentimes when you release things physically, it can also release things mentally and emotionally, and vice versa. So you can do the December early booking price is 247. You can do the VIP, and when you're on the page, anything that doesn't have a tick, it means it's just not included in that price point. So you can see what's included in the VIP by the purple ticks. So that's 347, and that includes the one-to-one Huna and your tarot reading and the dowsing. There's just not enough room to put everything in the heading. Or you can pay a deposit to attend in Q1 of 2024. That's 147, and then you can decide from there if you want to do the general or the VIP and just pay the difference when we've set the date. And again, you can check the chart here. So you just click either book for December, book for this December VIP, or book for Q1 next year. So that's it. So head on over to the page. My suggestion, because I've got more to add to this page, so bookmark the page just so you can find it. I've got a bit more to add. Couple of other so for example, I'll add a little bit about the dowsing rods, for example, if you haven't come across dowsing before, and say a little bit more about the structure and overall agenda for the day. But in a nutshell, we'll do some of the group processes to get started, just to get us attuned, get us into alignment, start releasing so it's easier for these physical tools to work. We then go through who's doing what and the order and sequence of who's doing what first in what order. What I will do is I'll send out a survey, and you can then put your first, second, third, fourth, fifth choices. Then what I will do, depending on the order of booking, for the person who booked first, let's just say you want to use the violet probe first, then whoever booked first, you get your first choice. And then whoever booked second, you'll get your, so if you wanted to use the violet one as well, but the person who booked first is using it, I will go to your second choice, and that will be what you get first. It sounds complicated. It probably is complicated for me to work out, but I've got in my mind how I'm going to do it. The spreadsheet is ready to go. So I will then work out the order and sequence that we're doing things. And then from there we will go. And then I think what we'll probably do to close out the day, that's where we'll do some of the consolidation processes and the guided meditations, etc. So so the page I'm looking at the moment, it's transformations.exposure.co/MBS-energy-fest-healing-activation-day. And depending on where you are watching this video, if you're watching this on YouTube, I will add the link in the description of the video. If you happen to be watching this on social media, I will add the link in the comments. And it will be fantastic to have you join us if you'd love to do something for now going in through the physical body, but still you know, getting to the mental, spiritual and emotional clearing as well. Any questions, any queries, let me know, but hopefully I've explained it well enough. You can come onto this page as well, have a little bit of a read for yourself. I don't know if I've got any public videos about the belly button healing, because I did it all in my Facebook membership group, so I cannot share videos from there because it's a private group. But if I have, I will add something. But yeah, choose when you would like to attend. If you do want to do the December, please book sooner rather than later, so I've got an idea of numbers and I can then start thinking about venue, etc. Don't leave it, this is not one to leave to the last minute, because I have got a cut-off date as well in terms of what I would need to do in terms of venue, etc, etc. If you're booking for 2024, then yeah, get it in sooner rather than later. And again, we can I'd like to get the date organized so it's in the diary nice and early. And then if there's any spaces left, we can also put that out to the public and give people a bit more time to think about it. But that's it. That's an overview of what I have planned for the Healing Activation Day. The reason I've called it the Activation Day is because it is activating your own body's natural intelligence. A bit like the fascia release, your body will decide the rate at which you want to go, but this is to really give you a massive boost as we come out of this year. And as we know, we do not need to go into the last 3 years, but the health, well-being, healing is absolutely paramount at the moment, and this will be a really fantastic way of strengthening and activating the body as we go into another year. All right, thank you for watching. If this may not be something that is for you, but if you know someone who could benefit from activating their healing and giving themselves a physical boost, then please feel free to share the details, share the link. You can always tag me on social media. It's at Marilyn Devonish, Marilyn Devonish, DEV for Victor, ONISH. It will be absolutely wonderful to work with you. And because these are all physical tools, this is in person. So yes, and I'm sure you would have gleaned that by telling you the address and where it is, etc. But yeah, this is in person. So yeah, I look forward to working with you. If this sounds like it's right up your street and your health and well-being is important to you and or focus, and pass it on. If it's not, we would love to have you. Of course, places are going to be limited because I've only got a set number of tools and I want people to be doing something at all times. Don't want to have anyone sitting around. And of course, there will be those spots in the middle if you're doing one-to-ones. Then one of the segments, if you're not using one of the tools, we will be doing the one-to-one. So it gives us a little bit more flex and leeway. But as I said, places have to be limited just in terms of venue as well. All right. Thanks for watching. Thank you for sharing. I will catch you all later, and hopefully I'll be working with you physically in December or very early next year.